Next, we will be discussing how to convert decimals to percents and also percents to decimals. Now, decimals can be converted to percentages through the multiplication by 100. Another way to think of this is to move 2 places to the right from the decimal point. So if we have a decimal point and we're converting from decimals to percentages, we're just going to move 2 place values to the right. So let's look at these examples. Here's the decimal. We're going to move 2 places to the right. 0.76 is the same thing as 76%. 1.325, move 2 decimal places to the right, this is our new decimal spot, is the same thing as 132.5%. 0.005, we just do the same thing, move 2 decimals to the right, and we get 0.5%. That's half of 1 percentage point. Conversely, percentages can be converted to decimals through division by 100. Now, division by 100, that's the same thing as moving 2 places to the left from the decimal point. So if the decimal point is here, we're going to move 2 places to the left. So here, 100%, there isn't a decimal, but the decimal is right there. It's just hidden. So if we're going to convert this to a decimal, we're going to move 2 places to the left, and 100% is the same thing as 1, or 1.0. 83.2%, if we're going to convert this to a decimal, we just move 2 places to the left, and it's the same thing as 0.832. Now 0.832 and 0.832, they are the same thing, but there's just 2 different ways to write it. I would say this way is the more proper mathematical way to write it, but they mean the same thing. Now, 7.5%, if you see anything like this, the first thing you have to do is convert this 1/2 to a decimal. Now, 1 divided by 2 is 0.5. So 7.5% is the same thing as 7.5%. And then we're just to convert this to a decimal, we're going to move 2 places. So that's 1 place, 2 places. Now, there's nothing here. So since there's nothing here, we're going to add a 0. So this ends up being 0.075. As a decimal. So 7.5% is the same thing as 0.075. Okay, here we go. 2.25%. We are going to move 2 places to the left, and there's nothing here, so we put a 0, and we can put a 0 in front of the decimal as well. So we get 0.0225. And lastly, 0.75%. Now this is 3/4 of 1%, so it's very small. We're going to convert this to a decimal, move 2 places to the left, put a 0 there, another 0 there, and we end up with 0.0075.